Parasite movie explained. What Bong Joon-ho says about the twisty ending and the film's real meaning. Bong Joon-ho's Parasite is a darkly funny movie that critics, audiences, and the director himself have spent ample time attempting to explain and unravel. Despite only coming out less than 10 years ago, Parasite has already made a name for itself not just as one of Bong Joon-ho's best movies, but one of the best movies of the 21st century. It was included as number 90 in the 2022 Sight and Sound poll of the greatest movies of all time, and it went 4 for 6 at the 92nd Academy Awards, winning Best Picture and Best Director. Almost a full-on comedy at some points, Parasite effortlessly blends humor and horror for a movie that feels incredibly real and honest. It's an accurate reflection of life, particularly a certain kind of life, with all its pain, fear, and occasional bursts of happiness. The film centers on two families, the wealthy Parks and the desperately poor Kim family. Seeing a chance to rise above his station in life, Kim Ki-woo, Choi Woo-shik, the family's son, inserts himself and his family into the Parks' life. Together, the Parks and Kims discover the edges of inequality and find something devastating there. Parasite is filled with ideas about class, wealth, and social inequality. Parasite is packed with images, lines, ideas, and themes about the sorts of inequalities people face, even in developed countries like South Korea. Class struggle is at the center of a movie like Parasite, and Bong is wise enough to craft a film that considers all sides. The Parks are insulated and naive, while for the Kims, even things that seem like minor conveniences can spell doom. When it rains toward the end of the film, the Kim's home is destroyed. The next day, Park mother Choi Yeon-gyo, Cho Yo-jong, comments on how beautiful it is the day after rain. At the same time, the Parks don't really do much that could be considered villainous. They are not mustache-twirling rich socialites who make the Kims' lives a living hell. If anything, they improve their lives. It's the Kims who keep taking and taking from the family. There is a complex point made by Bong in Parasite, and it's not that the poor are good and the rich are bad. The point is that this type of inequality is ultimately harmful to everyone involved. The rich, like the Parks, lose sight of themselves. They forget how to cook and drive and misinterpret danger right at their door. By the end of Parasite, the violence that class inequality foments is out in broad daylight for everyone to see, and no one is protected. The Kim family is more immediately harmed by the situation and more relatable for it. Everything is a struggle. Even going home is a struggle, climbing down steps to get to their homes, going deeper and deeper until they are nearly underwater. It's a life-and-death fight for the Kims, and without recourse, they bring the struggle to the Parks, who once thought themselves insulated. By the end of Parasite, the violence that class inequality foments is out in broad daylight for everyone to see, and no one is protected. What Bong Joon-ho has said about the end of Parasite. There are several motifs in Parasite that help drive Bong Joon-ho's thesis, and the director has pointed to stairs as one of these recurring themes, calling Parasite his stairway movie via Vulture. Parasite is indeed filled with stairways, from the never-ending steps that lead from the Parks down to the Kims, to the stairs hidden behind a closet that leads down to Oh Jun-se, Park Myung-hoon. Where someone lives, atop the stairs or at the bottom, determines their social standing in Bong's movie. When it comes to the ending of Parasite, a dream sequence where Kim Ki-woo imagines himself working hard, getting rich, and eventually buying the Park's house to save his father, Kim Ki-tak, Song Kang-ho. Bong says he thought ending on a cruel but honest reality made the most sense for the film. Maybe if the movie ended where they hug and fades out, the audience can imagine, oh, it's impossible to buy that house, but the camera goes down to that half-basement. It's quite cruel and sad, but I thought it was being real and honest with the audience. You know, and I know, we all know that this kid isn't going to be able to buy that house. I just felt that frankness was right for the film, even though it's sad.